Welcome to the Ora-gen channel. Welcome everybody. My name is Ora-gen and this is the Ora-gen channel. I definitely want to welcome you back to another read this evening, this morning, this afternoon. Whenever you have found this video, I'm so glad that you're here. Okay, so let's go on ahead and get started. Today's energy reading is just a general read of the energy for the collective. And so if you are new to the channel today, I am an energy reader. And so I don't need cards or items. I just utilize those to connect with you in the energy. However, I do enjoy utilizing oracle cards. So definitely we have a selection of those on the table today that we'll be utilizing for the reading. If you are a new subscriber, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome. I'm so grateful that you're here, and please definitely like, share, subscribe if you are new to the channel overall and are really resonating with the energy here and what you are hearing. And for those of you who maybe today's reading does not resonate for you, no worries, that is perfectly fine. Be sure to check back often, and I definitely recommend subscribing or liking or sharing. These are energetic forms of connection that help me to pick up on your energy more so, and then I'm more likely to have a message associated with energies that you are personally dealing with. Okay guys, so today's reading, I'm featuring some thoughts, processes that the collective can utilize here with moving energy, processing energy, transmuting energy, opening up in their energy. However you want to look at this, definitely, you know, take what fits and just release the rest. If something doesn't fit, don't force it. But I did a pre-pull on the Namaste Deck, which features like different processes that can be utilized for self-aligning, self-regulating, and healing. Also for tapping and tuning in. So I want to talk about these 4 cards that I've pulled today, and then along with this energy, anything else that's coming up in the other 2 decks I have here today, which is the messages of the cosmic oracles and clarifying life situations. So let's go on ahead and open the space up and clear out the energy. Definitely I have my sage here today, so we're just going to go on ahead and light that up. And I definitely want to welcome everybody to the space. I hope that when you found this video that you're having a good day. A good day can mean anything you want it to mean. It might mean that the day was easy and effortless. It might mean that your day was not full of challenges and difficulties. It might mean that your day was just pleasant, or maybe the day seemed to go by quickly and you were able to accomplish everything you set out to accomplish. Whatever that means for you, I hope that you enjoyed your day and that went well for you. And definitely encourage you to just take a nice deep breath and take a moment and just join me in the space here, kind of releasing any of the energies, cares, and worries that you had during the day. Maybe grabbing some tea, maybe a glass of water, and just settling in with me for a moment into the energy, so we can kind of tap in and tune in together and just see what's going on in the energy. Okay, really good, guys. My selenite is over in the other area charging some new decks that came in, so that's really exciting energy. So we'll be having some readings coming up with those new decks. So I'll definitely keep you posted on what those decks are and what the readings are. So let's go on ahead and finish clearing the space out. I'm going to ring my meditation bell. So if you have any sound sensitivities, I will ask you to turn the volume on your device down now. Okay, guys, wonderful. So our space is ready. Let's go on ahead and look at these cards that we have on the table currently, and then we're going to get into whatever energy is coming up in the oracle decks. So first off, the first card that came out of the Namaste deck was No Goal. Our second card here is Lengthen Your Day. The third card up in the energy is Relax Your Body. And the fourth card was Practice Gratitude. So actually, when I looked at all three of these cards together as it relates to energies associated with the collective and how to move through any energies that might be challenging, or maybe those energies are in place because we're supposed to move through them. There's something to learn from them. There's ways that we need to grow and expand in our energetic abilities. When I read this out kind of as a sentence, it looked to me like having no goal, lengthening your day, and relaxing your body can lead to practicing gratitude. So maybe you're seeing that differently, but I'm going to read to you the definitions on each of these cards, and maybe you'll get an idea of why I kind of saw this as a full regimen for the day. Because isn't it true that it's easier for us to practice gratitude when we are in a more regulated state? Now, this is not to say that gratitude should only come when we are feeling good. Definitely, when we are feeling stressed, overwhelmed, anxious, practicing gratitude can actually help with regulating. However, when we're talking about maybe a time period in our life that doesn't feel overwhelmingly stressful, maybe we're not feeling overwhelmingly successful either. We're just working our processes, and maybe we just feel like we're here. We're not feeling any overwhelming emotions or sensations presently. It can be a process to step into having gratitude or expressing gratitude when we're feeling kind of blah. So this process of not having a specific goal, lengthening our day and relaxing our body, or focusing in these areas can actually help us to tap in and tune in, so that way we can practice gratitude. We can be in an energetic space where it's easier to practice gratitude. So let's go on ahead and just read what's here. So the first card, No Goal, says sometimes our goals can keep us from being in the moment. Goals can overshadow the experience we are having while we pursue our wants. Sometimes, to be successful, we just have to focus on what needs to be done rather than focusing on the end game. When we focus on the process, we give more effort to what we are doing. This can be the leverage you need to reach your goal. So I thought this one was interesting because sometimes when we're excited about a goal that we have, we're so busy thinking about the end result that we forget to enjoy the process along the way. So this is a really lovely reminder that sometimes instead of focusing on the goal itself, and that's all we see, really getting into the experience of what we are feeling, how we are growing, what we are learning along the path to that goal. If we're consistently doing that, we are eventually going to reach our goal or our manifestation in some form if we're continuing to do that energetic work. However, if we're so focused on the goal and not really enjoying the journey there, we could miss some important steps that would help us to really target or pinpoint the goal. So I thought this one was really important. It can also help us to kind of like ease our mind if we get very anxious or overwhelmed or overly stimulated about the process of reaching a goal. Sometimes it feels good to just release that strong pull, that strong desire to just be at an end point, to kind of release that and let it go and just focus on the enjoyment of moving along the path. This can change our whole perspective about working at goals. So the no goal card might be like a paradigm shift or a different way of looking at goals, but I thought this was some really powerful energy for those of you who are working on big goals or big challenges right now. Then the second card, lengthen your day. So this one says, sounds like a magic trick, but it's not. Center yourself in the moment. Now, widen that moment from your chest to your fingertips. Next, start to feel the moment expand from your fingertips to the borders of the room you are in. Feel time slow down as you lengthen time even more to the outside of the building you are in, to the city limits. From the city, go further. Push time to slow until you feel like it is infinite in the moment. There are times we feel stressed because we feel like there isn't enough time. When we take time to make time, time doesn't become a factor anymore. The more time we have, the less stressed we are. So no, this is not a trick of the mind or a word trick or a Jedi mind trick. The card is basically, in so many words, asking us if we feel that our day is like boom, 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 and it's over, and we don't have enough time, and we're always pushing up against the clock, and we feel like we're out of time, and it's creating stress and anxiety for us, to practice taking time out to feel the expansion of time. So that might be sitting in meditation for a few moments and utilizing the suggestions in the card, where we're envisioning or feeling into time and expanding it and doing that work energetically. Kind of like in our pineal gland or our third eye. This is where we feel things out that are etheric. They're not 3D. So yes, your clock says you have this much time. But within those 24 hours, are you taking out at least 5 to 10 minutes to center, sit with yourself, and feel into the moment, feel into the presence of the moment? If your instant answer to that is no, this is a strong, energetic, and guided message for you to start doing that daily. Each of us has at least 5 to 10 minutes a day that we can utilize to tap in, to tune in, and really allow ourselves to be present. This is going to help you with core beliefs, thought processes, feelings of anxiety associated with the clock. This can also help you to manage your time better too. If you're a person that does everything at the last minute because you just don't really want to do those things in the first place, so you're putting everything off, learning how to sit and meditate and really be present can help you to be more mindful about how you set your activities up in your day as well. So lengthening your day, another really good message. And then we have relax your body. So this one says relaxing your body promotes tranquility, and when done before bed promotes more restful sleep. Here's more of those activities that we can do just before bed to help with centering and regulating, a good 5 to 10 minutes. It says, while in a comfortable position, consciously move through each part of your body and release any tension. We call this a body scan sometimes, like in the energy field, just like scanning from the top of your head all the way down to your toes. It says close your eyes and start at the top of your head and forehead. Hold your eyelids together softly, tilt your head back slightly, and straighten your spine. Relax your ears, your mouth, your neck, and your shoulders. Move to your chest, your stomach, and your buttocks, thighs, calves, and feet. Stay in this relaxed state for some time before returning to your daily routine or go right to sleep. For an enhanced experience, imagine your breath entering each part of your body as you release the tension. So this one here, we're being asked to focus on visualization and also feeling into our body to do a body scan at the end of each day. So when you feel areas that are tense or feel like kind of painful or stiff or tight, you can actually take a few extra moments centering in on those areas, like focusing on them, and just imagine your breath moving in and out of those areas until that area begins to soften and relax, and then move on to the next area. So relax your body. And then of course, we want to make sure that we practice gratitude each day. Now that you've done these steps and you're so relaxed, you're so tapped in and tuned in, you'll be thinking less about the stress of the day, and now you can start to focus in on gratitude, what you're feeling grateful for. So this one here says, under practice gratitude, it says spend time throughout the day thinking or writing down the things you are thankful for, such as the morning sun, warm oats and fruit, the flowers smiling back at you on your morning walk, a job to support your lifestyle, or whatever it may be. Noticing these little things and practicing gratitude is the first step in programming your mind to focus on the positive while releasing the negative. Eventually, there will be fewer and fewer of these negative thoughts and less stress. Instead of, I don't think I can handle another day of this traffic, you might instead think, this commute provides me the time to listen to my favorite podcasts. And maybe you'll be listening to Ora-gen channel. I don't know. It says this bright new outlook can change or can bring positive changes throughout many aspects of your life. So once again, with practicing gratitude, I want to be clear. We're not talking about toxic positivity, saying things that aren't so and stating that it is, or anything that feels out of alignment. Practicing gratitude is more so about acknowledging things that are present in your life or in your experience and saying thank you. That's literally it. So this can also mean that we could look at a situation that we normally would put in a negative frame, not because it has to be negative, but because we're choosing to look at it that way, because maybe we're not seeing any positive aspect to it. But that doesn't mean that's the case. So we can actually be kind of toxic with ourselves in the other direction, like really toxic negative bias. So instead of doing that, we're being encouraged to look at each situation and see, am I just viewing this as all negative? Is it possible that there's a place in this where I can find gratitude that's realistic, but that allows me to tap into gratitude instead of just focusing on negative bias? So like they mentioned in the card, like your commute to work, yes, that can be aggravating if we're having to deal with a lot of traffic and we're having to do that process regularly. But how are you using the time? Is there another way you could see that process where you could get some sort of benefit out of it instead of just viewing it as a negative? So practicing gratitude can also change or reshape our thought paradigm. Yeah, confirmation. So I'm going to put these little guys over here. I think that's some really good energy to start with. Okay. And we're going to grab the clarifying life situations and just see what's here. See if there's any more guided messages coming through in relation to ways to move energy, maybe ways to look at things differently, stepping into a state of gratitude more frequently, ways to transmute energy. Any messages here for the collective that can be of assistance, and definitely asking that the space is fully clear of any low vibrational energies, anything that does not work for the benefit of the collectives. May those energies please be removed, and only energies associated with the highest light, associated with the source, might remain. And so it is. And per usual, the decks are shuffled and charged. I just like to give them a little shuffle here, just that way you can know everything has been shuffled up nicely for you. As we take a look at these messages together. Okay, let's see what's here. We're going to take the first card off the bottom deck. All right. Yeah, just go with it. That's some good lead energy. Let's see what else is here. Any other messages for the collective? Let's see. It looks like a few things want to pop. We'll go on ahead and take this one. Oh, divine flow. That's a good one. Any other messages for the collective here? You can take a few more, but maybe one at a time. Oh, okay. This one wanted to flip. Create a new identity. Wow. Gate of opportunities. That's lovely energy, guys. Roots of stability. That's another really good one. Anything else? Anything else coming out for the collective? Oops, there we go. We have our last one there. That's interesting. Oh, I see why that card is coming out. Okay, guys, these are some really good cards that came out here. So we're just going to take a look at this energy together. Yeah, we have first out, just go with it. Divine flow, create a new identity, gate of opportunities, roots of stability, and hurtful events. So the just go with it card says embrace spontaneity and trust the journey, remaining open to unexpected twists and turns along the way. Yeah. Definitely this flows with the opening energy here about taking time to be present with what's happening and not just looking at the negative bias aspect of things, but being open. Even though there might be unexpected twists and turns along the way, there are things that we can learn from it, ways to grow, and it is part of our journey. I'll hold this card up here for you. Just go with it. So there's something here in the energy about being easy with the energy, not focusing so hard on the goal that it becomes like this static thing we got to get to, and I don't care about the journey, I just want to get here. Instead of being like that with our energy, we're being encouraged to kind of be more like water. And we've talked about this before, at least if you've joined some of the other readings that I've done. Like an encouragement to be like water comes up quite frequently. Water doesn't stop at a rock. It gently flows around whatever obstacles come up. So definitely something strong in the energy here about that. Being open, just going with it. Divine flow, yes. This is the divine flow of things. When we are open, when we move with the energy. Let me hold this one up here so you can see that a little bit better. It says, let go of the attachment to the outcome. Let go of the attachment to the outcome and let the universe bring gifts. So once again, wow, look at this energy, guys. Embrace spontaneity, just go with it. And then here, let go of the attachment to the outcome. So just like we talked about with like focusing on the goal so hard that we forget about the journey along the way and all the experiences and the growth that comes from the journey. We're being encouraged to release some of that and allow ourselves to just be in alignment with the universal movement of whatever we're doing. It is possible, and if you notice here, you look at her, she's in water. We were just talking about water. And I swear, I wasn't even looking at this card very closely to notice that she was in water, but she is. And the hand positioning, she's kind of just like releasing and letting go. Sometimes that is the lesson we need to learn, guys. That we're actually trying to hold on to the steering wheel too tight. Universe can't even grab the wheel from us to move the car in the direction that it needs to go to help avoid an issue or to move us in the direction of what we truly want. We're holding the steering wheel so tight that universe can't even grab the wheel. So we're actually hindering our own progress and growth. So you're definitely getting a strong message here to just kind of like loosen up. It doesn't mean you got to take your hands completely off the wheel, but just loosen up your grip. You've got a death grip on the steering wheel, potentially, for whomever that resonates with. This is interesting. Create a new identity. So here immediately on this card, and I'll hold this up so you can see it, I'm seeing the yin-yang energy again, light side, shadow side. So this is the side that we tend to show people more regularly, and then this is the side that's more hidden from others. This can also denote an energy of things that are known and in the light versus things that are more esoteric in the shadows and the dark, things we don't fully understand. This says embrace change and rediscover yourself, crafting a narrative aligned with your true essence. So how do we embrace change and rediscover? We have to just go with it and allow divine flow. I mean, look at the way the cards have come out tonight. This is definitely a message that someone needed to hear, because as you saw, even after the cards being shuffled and me reshuffling them again, these cards came out in this exact order. So that's saying a lot to me. Really strong messaging here about this new identity, or really what we're looking at as new identity, self-realization on a level that is very authentic. And how we get to that is by going with that energy that's in alignment with what we want and allowing the divine flow to bring it to us in the way that is most suitable. This will help us with the changes and the shifts that need to happen to move us into this new identity, this thing that we want. Because for some of us, the goal is like, I don't know, a business, a job, a career, finances, a person, a this, a that, the other. But for some others who are hearing this message, that this message might resonate with, the goal has to do with like a self makeover. Being more comfortable with the person they are, stepping into their life path and soul path, things that they are here to do, and feeling comfortable and confident with that. Maybe moving past anxiety, fear, doubt, trusting self. These might be things that a person is working on for a goal as well. It may not be like a tangible physical thing they're trying to acquire. So especially when we talk about personal evolution goals or self-evolution goals, definitely we want to take into account that there needs to be that energy, that relaxed energy of allowing the universe to guide and direct us. So next we have Gate of Opportunities. Let me hold this one up so you can see it. Gate of Opportunities. So this one, we're looking through a window at just a beautiful oceanic, backdrop, blue sky, fluffy clouds. You know, we have a little beach and grass, and there's a sidewalk just leading to this beauty. It's either a window or a doorway. I think it's a doorway. But it says, pass through the gate of opportunities, wherein new paths unfurl with boundless potential. I would love to be right where that's at. That's gorgeous. So doing these steps here allows us to walk through this door. This energy keeps coming up. There is someone that is resonating with this. Steps that you can utilize that will help you move through the gate of opportunities, the doorway of opportunities. In the other deck, it comes up as a door of possibilities or something like that. There's another deck I have, and it's just a bunch of gray doors, and then there's a red door that the person's trying to find and walk through. Either way, the energy is the same. The messaging is the same. It's like, if you do these things to release and allow universal and divine flow, and just allow yourself to experience instead of trying to have it manifest one specific way, you're going to reach your target. You're going to hit your target and then some. Like, the things that are coming for you when you step into this energy are even more than what you thought you wanted. You're going to be manifesting even more. So really, this time period is for you to start to practice how to let go a little bit. There's something here in the energy about a person who wants to see things manifest one way or a certain way. And outside of that, you're like missing hints, signals, cues, clues. So there's something here about releasing. Our next card on the table is Roots of Stability. So I'll hold this one up so you can see it. You can see the tree roots, which is a lovely symbolism because those go deep into the earth, and those are growing before you even see the branches on the tree growing. So we could be having growth happening underneath the surface that maybe others can't see because it's deeper inner work. But we are doing that work, and those roots are growing. And soon you'll be able to experience, see, and feel the results at the top of the tree. Just a thought with that. So Roots of Stability, it says, ground yourself in what nurtures your being, establishing a stable base from which love and career can bloom. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. So we have to nourish our root system before we can start to see that growth externally. That's this energy right here. Just go with it. Be in divine flow. You know, allowing yourself to be in these energies so that way you can step into authenticity with who you are, your divine identity. This will open up the gate of opportunities. But in order to do this, we have to have stability. So we have to do these things first in order to walk through the door and to be stable. We could even switch these two cards around if we wanted to put it in order like that. Roots of Stability, and that opens the door to gate of opportunities. So it's just like I was talking about. We need to make sure that we're doing this inner work so that way our root system is firm. Then as the tree starts to get bigger, the branches grow, the leaves come out on the top, that tree won't topple over. So we're creating a firm foundation for ourselves. And the last card on the table is Hurtful Events. And I picked this up like about 2 readings ago, an energy of somebody having a hard time stepping into releasing and letting go because of a past experience they had that was very pivotal, traumatic, or hurtful. I was picking up the energy of a relationship that maybe went south, and I don't know if it's like a family member, an ex, or a romantic partner or something, but due to that, there's been some trust that was shattered. And so whomever this message resonates with, there may be some difficulties with being vulnerable or opening up or allowing. Okay, so here's the Hurtful Events card. This one here, once again, it's like the shadow person on fire. So whenever I see the shadow person, this to me really talks about the side of ourself that we don't really show to others, right? And it can even be some things that we've kind of like suppressed or pushed to the background because they're hard to deal with, they're hard to look at, and they're hard to process. But when I think of the fire, and I've mentioned this before, fire not only burns, it is clarifying. So if we kind of like light this up, bring it into the light, allow it to come forward so that it can be seen, healed, and clarified. That's kind of the messaging I get from the symbolism. It says, hurtful events, as you endure this period, learn not to dwell on the past, so I won't anchor you down. Yeah. Wow. So if you're a person who has been through something that was very painful or very difficult for you, and you find that it's coming up constantly in like cycling, maybe like a cycling thought or an intrusive thought, or anytime you're getting ready to step into something new, fears associated with this past event or past trauma keeps coming up. It might mean that you really need to get some help with this, or to really do the work of allowing yourself to feel what's there and really allow yourself to understand why the emotions are there and then healing through them. Now, this can be a process depending on the level of like emotional trauma you've been through or physical. Definitely, once again, if this message is starting to go into the area of mental, emotional, physical, legal, health, matters and things like that, I definitely recommend that you seek professional assistance. And that's a great idea to do too. That can be very supportive, because definitely I'm not giving you professional like consultation on this matter here. I'm just stating what's coming up in the energy. But this might even be something you want to go and, talk with somebody about. If this is something that's difficult for you to heal through on your own, or you don't feel like you have the support to assist you with healing through this, definitely seeking some professional help. There's nothing wrong with that. And it might be just the thing you need to do to really open these areas up energetically. Because a lot of this has to do with trust and allowance. So if you're in a state where you're very sensitive about being vulnerable, or maybe have not healed through some trauma enough where you can allow that kind of flow, and taking your hands off the wheel a little bit, you might need to get a little bit of help with this, okay? But for those of you who this message resonates with, that's, excuse me, already in the process of doing this work, and just need some hints about it, like you feel like, no, I can do this on my own. The biggest hint I think that's coming through here energetically is just allowing yourself to sit with what's there, feeling into it, and then allowing yourself to release. And you can utilize activities like the ones mentioned at the start of the reading here to help you with doing a daily practice of healing, grounding, regulating, releasing energy. So these are really good tools to use for that. And then once you heal through that part and start feeling better and more regulated, you can get into this work here, which is, going with the energy, or learning how to go with it, allowing divine flow to move you and not being so strict about how things work. This will allow you to step into your authenticity or your authentic self, and create roots of stability, which will open the doorway to the gate of opportunities. And then definitely we have this energy here of working through whatever past trauma has been feeling limiting for you, or has been difficult or challenging to work through. It could even be that after you do these things, this situation here, whatever the root energy is, you will have worked through it enough where you might be able to just release it. That might be why that card popped out last. I don't know. But definitely encouraging you, if you need the support, speak with a counselor, speak with a therapist. Absolutely. I mean, that can be very helpful when you find the right person to talk with. Okay, so there's the energy there. Let's go on ahead and close out with messages of cosmic oracles. And we're going to see if there's any closing messages here that can be beneficial for the collective, with this energy of kind of doing some energetic clearing and getting into a state of divine flow, releasing some things, allowing some things to heal, creating roots of stability, opening themselves up to gateway of opportunities. Any messages here for the collective? Anything that would be helpful for them to know? On the bottom. Yeah. Stop ruminating over what you did. So I thought that was coming up. I think this really goes into this energy here. The hurtful events energy. Did or didn't do. It says let it go. So if you are ruminating about some hurtful events that happened and it is processing over and over again in your mind about, what could I have done differently? How might I have stopped that? Maybe if I had done this or that, this wouldn't have happened. You're being advised here to let it go. It doesn't matter whether you did or didn't do something. It happened because it happened. And so isn't it true that once an event happens, it's in the past. We can't change what happened. We can only take that information and utilize it going forward. So you're definitely being encouraged here to release that energy. So there might be some healing work in that could be beneficial to you. To just release that and let it go. Or maybe to understand the emotions that are coming up, why those emotions are coming up, to hear what they have to say. Once again, I will mention the Rumi, R-U-M-I, poem about the visitors. If you don't know it, look it up. R-U-M-I, Rumi. It's a poem about the visitors. Just look that poem up and read it. There's some really good clues in there on how to deal with emotional energy that just keeps popping up. It's a really helpful poem. Okay. Anything else here for the collective that they can utilize to assist them with this message? Any other information? Any other messages for the collective? Oh, there we go. We got two just popped out right there. Let's see. Yeah, never forget how resilient you are. You always bounce back. Now this came out in reverse. So that kind of leads me to the energy of you maybe not feeling like you're resilient. Maybe you don't feel like you bounce back, or there's some self-doubt going on here because it came out in reverse. But it is true that each of us have been through challenges and difficulties. And for those of us that are here watching this video, guess what? We're still here. In whatever form we're here, we're here. So right there is some proof and some evidence that you do bounce back because you're here. So please do keep that in mind. Don't just focus on the negative bias of what has gone wrong and how many times things have gone wrong. Also take notice of the facts, the realities that also exist that prove that you have moved through challenges and you are still here. And then this one, trust yourself always. Trust others once they've earned it. Yep, once again, this has to do with the self-doubt. So please understand that, the main chief person that you need to learn how to trust in this life is yourself. Others gain trust. You have to have trust with yourself 24/7. If that is something that is lacking right now, you're getting encouragement to really focus in on it. Especially whatever this is that you are working on and manifesting that has to do with your new identity or stepping into your life in a more authentic energy. How will you do that if you don't trust yourself? How will you be authentic with yourself if you don't trust yourself? This is super important. So definitely you're getting encouragement here to focus on trusting yourself, really stepping into that energy. If you don't know how to trust yourself, there's only one way to do it. You have to try some things and see how they work out. And as you learn how you do making decisions and stepping into certain responsibilities and energies, you will begin to learn what areas need strengthening and what areas are doing well. And then as you learn what areas need strengthening, you just take the time to strengthen those areas. That's all. That's how you learn how to trust yourself. It's a practice. There's no magical way to bypass experience. You have to experience. Some of the decisions will work out well and some of them won't. But then, you have to be okay with that. And I think that's really the point. A lot of people are afraid to try things because they're afraid of failing. When in fact, it's not failing, it's learning. So maybe even changing your verbiage around trying new things. Yeah, we have bet on yourself. Take chances. Reach your dreams. You've got this. You're being encouraged. You have universal support and backing for whatever this is you're doing. That's clear. Because you're getting specific information coming out on areas that you need to focus on in order to make this happen. And how to not just focus on it, how to enjoy the process. So you totally have universal backing. But you just need to start betting on yourself. There's a lot of energy here of you being dependent upon others, like their opinion or their validation in order to get something going. And you're being encouraged that you don't require that for whatever this goal is. You don't need that in order to do this. You're being encouraged to build that within yourself. I think this came out in the reading the other day. If this is the same energy, you may not be a person that has a lot of people around you right now that understand what you're doing or are in alignment with your life path, and know or understand how to be supportive of it. So you're having to do a lot on your own until you get further down the path and the universe brings you soul family, soul tribe that's on the same frequency that you can bounce these things off of. Right now, you're having to do a lot of self-validating. So you're being encouraged and shown ways to step into that energy. It says, do something kind for someone without any expectation. So this is interesting. I mean, definitely we could look at it as its base value. Don't expect so much from others if you're going to do something kind for them or you're going to do something kind for someone. Just go ahead and do it and don't expect anything from it. But also there can be something in the energy here about really examining why we're doing what we're doing. So let's say we're a person that is lacking validation in our life because we don't have, say, a whole lot of people around us who resonate with what we're doing. And so we're searching for validation. We might find other ways to feel validated that aren't necessarily harmful, but they don't really reach the full potential of like the intended purpose. So what do I mean by that? I mean, like, let's say we enjoy giving of our time or giving gifts to others, and we find that we're getting burnt out on the process. Like, we do it so much, we don't have a whole lot of energy left for ourselves. And then we look deeper into why we're doing it in the way that we're doing it, and we find that really giving to others has become a process for validation or getting something back, a spirit of gratitude back from others. And it's something we're lacking in another area of our life. And this might be a reason why we're constantly giving and we're not receiving anything, is because we really want to feel the spirit of gratitude from others that we get when we give them things. So we can even take a process that would naturally be very healthy and beneficial and turn it into kind of like a coping mechanism. And this came up in another reading too. So be careful about that. If you're a person that doesn't have a whole lot of validation and support in other areas of your life, and you find that you're the person that everyone always comes to give them something, for help, for assistance, and you're doing it to the point that you are burnt out, and this is coming through really strongly for someone, please be mindful and really tap into why you're doing what you're doing. If you can't really make sense of it, why you can't just give in a moderate way, and why you're always the one giving and never receiving, it might be time to take a look at like the practice and what you're really trying to achieve by going at it in that way. So you might need some moderation there. It says check in with your body and release any tension you are carrying. So our lead information here with the body scan can be really helpful for this. Doing that daily or nightly before bed, 5 to 10 minutes. And that will definitely help you with tapping in, tuning in, regulating, and getting present. And then stop giving away your power right now. This is in reverse. So either you are aware that there's an area, it's interesting, I hadn't even looked at this card yet, and the energy was already coming up of you kind of like giving away your power, but almost like because something was being utilized as a coping mechanism that's really not what it's supposed to be, but it's being used that way. So this is in reverse, so it could mean that you are aware that there's an issue here and something you need to like be more moderate at. So just another nod that maybe you want to be careful if you're doing any practices where you're overly exhausting yourself or giving your power away. Like, be mindful of not just what you do, but why you're doing it. And this will require like real authentic examination of what you're doing. We have to be honest with ourselves, and that's how we're going to be able to see where changes need to happen. So some really good energy on the table today, guys. This isn't going to be a super long read, even though it kind of is. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. I hope the read was helpful, beneficial, and I hope that it resonated with whomever the message was for. If you found the message of value and you like the vibe of what is happening here at the Ora-gen channel, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Definitely, if the message did not resonate today, please feel free to come back and check in for more for more messages. And I'm definitely trying to get messages out daily, or at least every other day, to kind of keep up on building the channel. But definitely hope you are connecting with what is happening here. And if you have any questions about the reading, you can feel free to email me at the email address that's in the description area underneath the video. Also, if you're interested in a personal read, because this is of course a general timeless read for the collective, so it's many different energies that I'm picking up on. If you want a personal reading, feel free to reach out to that email address in the description. So with that being said, my fabulous subs, visitors, new subscribers, returning guests, whoever you are in the collective. I am so grateful that you were here with me this morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time of day you found the video. Once again, my name is Ora-gen, and this is the Ora-gen channel, and I look forward to being with you in the next reading. Okay, guys, bye-bye.